Hiya, just off to Blackburn. Gonna walk and get the train into Blackburn and then walk at the other end to B&Q. We've got problems, so I've got to go to B&Q and get some supplies. Yeah, it's Mr. Bob. He's struggling getting on and off the boat. The steps are too steep for himself. We've got to make some changes to help him. The smallest size of 18mm ply. Make a step, like a half-size step. It's got to be removable as well. We get these pieces cut to size now. When I get back to the boat, I can just screw them together. Right, got the plywood for the step. I need something for the surface to stop Mr. Bob slipping off it. So see if we can get a carpet tile or something from B&M. Bloody hell, yes you bloody hell. Yes, here he is. Here's Mr. Bob. Bob was his puppy name when we first got him as a pup. We'd not decided on a name. We thought, well, we'll see what fits him after a couple of weeks. We'll just call him Bob for now. Bob, like Blackadder. And a name never did come, so Bob stuck forever and ever. Mr. Bob usually, you know yourself, all your pets have nicknames, but it's usually Mr. Bob. The Bobster, Bobstickle, Mr. Snorsy, Bobadingus, lots of nicknames, but usually Mr. Bob. He's a golden retriever. He's an English cream, hence the white colour rather than the sandy brown. Bob has got hip dysplasia. It's a genetic condition. He's had it since birth, and there's not a great deal that we can do about it other than be aware of it and manage it. When he was a pup, he did a lot of hydrotherapy, which helped him. Hydrotherapy, it's like a treadmill that's underwater, so the water surrounding his body, supporting him, and he's getting the exercise as well while he's walking inside the water. That built up a good muscle mass around his hips. You know, you do that in the development stage as he's growing, and we've got this muscle and it holds his hips kind of in place, if you will. So we have to maintain that. We've got to watch his weight and his diet and his walking. We can't walk him too far. A mile, maybe mile and a half some days, depends where we are and what interest he's got. But usually it's lots and lots of little walks. It might only be 300 yards from the boat one way, maybe 300 the other. But he does that 5 or 6 times a day. So he gets his mileages in and he gets his exercise. Getting on and off the boat, he's always managed absolutely fine. It's amazing how dogs can climb into it. You see on YouTube or whatever climbing ladders and things, but as he's getting older and he's slowing down a little bit, we want to maintain what he's got. We don't want it getting any worse, and we need to make it easier for him, because when he's going up, he's pushing on his back legs quite high, because they are quite steep steps. You'll see them when we go inside. We need to make that easier for him, just to reduce this impact on his shoulders and his hips when he's going up and when he's coming back down. We've done a lot of research. We've decided on a ramp. Now, we have had a ramp in the past for the back of the car. It was one of the plastic ones. You need quite a bit of room for it to fold out, so you've got to bear that in mind inside a boat, the room it takes to fold it out. They're quite bulky as well. It's a plastic. You have all the ribs in and fins to strengthen it underneath, and it makes them quite bulky. Obviously, we haven't got a great deal of storage space on a boat, have we? And the surface of it was it did have a coating on it, but Bob never really had any confidence with it. He was kind of skating up it, and yeah, he never really had the great deal of confidence. So we need a space-saving ramp that's going to be easily strong enough for him, and it's got a really good surface that he's got confidence on, something that we can extend or put into place inside the boat. And we've found one. We've got it now. It was quite expensive. It was probably 3 times the price of like one of the plastic ones. We're going to knock that little step together that we've just got all the bits for, and that is going to sit right on top of at the top of the ramp, just below the very top step, and that will cut the height of the top step in half. And as he's going up, it will just give him a little bit extra, give him something for his back legs, so he don't have to push himself up as high. Right, that's what we've come up with. Carpet, bit of double-sided tape, and the timber. About £20 it's cost me that. You can see it's telescopic, it's lightweight. I can pick it up with one hand. You see the very top of it there, it's angled so it lies flush with the top surface. The surface of it, it's like a similar stuff to the anti-slip tape that we've got on the gunnels, and we love that, it's really good. So Bob's already got some confidence on this, he's been up and down already a few times, but we're going to try this step. So this is what we've just knocked together, and that is to go there. And the ramp will come to there. The reason that the ramp doesn't go all the way to the top, because it would just be too steep. It'd be too steep for him then, and you're going to cause an accident. So it's just going to go there, and it will cover these two bottom ones. And when we go to put it up, it's a simple matter of slide it out and drop it on for there. It is rated to 75 kilos, so a human could actually use it as well, but you don't want to jump up and down on it. But if you needed to, if it was in your way, you could walk down it. All we do is just slide it like that, and we can use the steps as normal. Right, let's try him with it, eh? Where is he? Mr. Bob! Okay, right. Just going to put your feet on that first step, just so that you know it's there. There you go, good lad. Success. He's going to be a bit of a faff, isn't it? Every time that he wants to come on and off the boat, we've got to flip the ramp out, put that step on for him. But it's your fur babies, isn't it? We love them, and you do whatever you can to help them, don't you? So I think that is going to be a help for him, take some of that strain off his hips. That's the important thing. Okay, it is time for some painting. Yeah, all the gunnels they're all sanded. They're all ready. I've been pouring it off. The weather's a bit dodgy. It might be a shower. Yesterday was really windy, but today we're okay. So we are going for it. Let's set up and crack on with that. Right, a bit of coach painting today. Right, so the dust cover thingy, the sheet, that's just to stop me kneeling down in nettles. And when I'm reaching over as well, it's stopping me pushing the grass over and touching the paintwork. The laying off brushes, they use the Purdy ones as recommended. I'm very happy with them, but they're all quite expensive, so you just need to take care of them. Therapy rag, and keeping this brush clean all the time. If you're getting paint onto this brush, it means that you're taking the paint off. You put the paint on with a roller and you lay it off with this brush, but if that's getting clogged up with paint, you're taking paint off, and you don't want to be taking it off. You want it to stay on there. This is just spreading it around and giving it a really fine finish, fine surface finish, so that the paint will flow out on its own and leave you a fairly smooth finish. So that's me laying off brush and me rag for it. This is a Turpy rag, and it's already been prepared. A little bit of wind yesterday, so we've got a bit of grease on it. But yeah, I'm just gonna take off any grease that's got onto it. Cheap disposable brushes from Amazon, just go in the bin, because you can't clean and brushes out at the side of the water, can you? So I'm going to get down into my weld there. That's where the rubbing strip's welded on. I'm not bothered if I go on the edge. I'll wipe it off with that Turpy rag back to the line. I think I showed you like a couple of videos ago, I use the ones with the conical end on them, so when you're rolling you're not leaving a line at the end of the roller. You know, when you're decorating sometimes and you get that line off your roller, it's got a rounded end that end and a conical at that end. Right, so this edge here, that's the wet edge, and don't want that to dry. You've got to keep working back from that as it goes down the bolt. So we'll go into it, and then get plenty on, don't spread it too thin. Doing a touch up like this, I think you've got to think about how you're going to join the paint, if you know what I mean. You're not going to get masking tape sticking to this anti-slip tape. So I'm doing the join just on this rounded edge here. When that's rubbed down and polished, you won't even notice that. Okay, a little tiny bit more down here, and then we'll start laying this off and ready to move down again. So right, got plenty of paint on there. It's covered in little air bubbles from the sponge of the roller. I'm going to go one along the top. Just knock the bubbles off that corner, rounded corner. And down into the weld, just drag it upwards. Turn the brush over a little bit more. Hope I'm not blocking the camera. And same again. And the weld up to the rounded corner, and that's where I'm losing the edge. Yeah, painting outside, any flies that get stuck in it, seeds, bits of pollen, bits of grass, there's nothing you can do about it. Just leave it. Just leave it in the paint until it's gone dry. When it's gone dry and in a few weeks it's gone hard, the surface has gone hard, that's when you can finish it. What's up with that idiot? I don't know. Right, so that's all my gunnel painted and all of my patches that I've done on this side. I've got the other side to do yet, obviously, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy. It's covered in insects, no bits of grass, and of course the bob hairs, but I'm not worried about that. You've got to be patient. I've learned that you have to be patient with this type of paint. It's Craftmaster. It's the coach enamel, but it's got to be finished yet. The whole boat's still got to be finished. We've still never done it. You've heard me saying in videos, oh, that bit there, that'll polish out, that'll polish out. Well, what do I mean when I say polish out? Well, I'll show you actually, because I've done a little tiny bit just to get an idea. Let me put you on a tripod. I don't know where you're going to be able to see it, because you certainly can't feel it with your hands. Again, you through YouTube, yeah, reach out to me, but that's not going to work. But yeah, so if I can go like that, when we painted the boat, it was in the dust shed. Dust shed, yeah, it was a dust shed. When it was in the paint shed, it was covered in dust. And all these little bits stuck in the paint, but this paint it's a year old now. It's rock hard. It's not going to get any harder. The bits that we've just done, that's going to take a couple of weeks, but we're going to polish the entire boat. It's going to be a big job, but it is basically, it's machine sanding it very slowly on really fine grit papers, going right up to about 2,500. It's really, really fine. And all it's going to do is going to take all of them dust, take the top of the ridges of the brush marks down, and just a few microns off the paint. That's all. And once it's like that, we'll machine polish it in with cutting compound, which is like T-cut's an abrasive polish, and cutting compound's just a little bit more abrasive than that. And we'll machine polish it, and it will come up like glass. You see the brush marks. It's good, it's not bad, but you get to this bit here. I've done this bit here, and it is tripod. Let's try and get you like that. That it feels so smooth. It's like glass. It's really, really nice. And that was just 10 minutes work. That's not even that, perhaps. Yeah, wasn't long at all. We are just outside of Accrington, which is about 20 miles to the north of Manchester. If you was born south of Manchester, and you're my generation, you probably never even heard of Accrington until you saw this advert.
Accrington Stanley, who are they?
Who are they? Well, they were very important to the Industrial Revolution, were the people of Accrington. These are just off the canal, known locally as the Fairy Caves. They're not caves, obviously, they are kilns. About 200 years old, I believe. They are beehive kilns. Wow, you can see all the build-up, decades and decades. It's like resin encased in it. What these were coke kilns. Some more over here, let's have a look at these. And what they would do, they will bring coal, they will pack it into these kilns and bake it, and the heat would drive out the tar and the moisture and any gases in the coal, and what was left with was coke. Now, coke burned much hotter than coal. That's why coal was turned into coke. And the coke was used in the foundries, in the iron industry, melting down iron ore, pig iron, what have you, and pouring it into the moulds to make equipment, flanges, pipes, all sorts. Probably one of the users would have been just up the canal a few miles at Blackburn, the Soho foundry. They made machinery for the textiles industry. This causeway, the cobbles, perhaps Horton cart would it have been, to load up the boats with the finished product, coke, or of course bringing the coal in ready to be processed. You can see the thickness that it started with and where it's ended up to. How many boats has been tied to that, eh? That's incredible, isn't it? History under your feet. Yeah, it would have been connected to the canal at one time. It's a beautiful mural along here, some lovely artwork. And he celebrates the connection of the town to the canal. Yeah, really pretty, but this wall does hide what's behind it. It's quite a big place. It is the William Blythe chemical factory, and they've been producing chemicals for the textiles industry for 200 years. So I imagine it will be like dyes and bleachers and things like that that still produce it today. Yeah, you can see the Pennines now. As we're moving away towards Leeds, we're at the exact halfway spot of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, 63 5/8 of a mile. This is the halfway spot. Oh dear. Hey, look at that tunnel light. That's pretty decent, that, isn't it? Bit old school. I've seen quite a few of these little barriers while I've been out and about. I think, well, the only thing that seems to make sense to me, it's some kind of barrier for wheelchair users. If you're in a wheelchair or a mobility scooter, you can butt up against that. You can fish in, feed the ducks, just sit by the water, and that'll just stop you rolling in. I think that's what they're for. I don't know. If you know what they're for, let me know in comments. There's a striking feature in the centre of Accrington. This is 21 arch stone viaduct, 175 years old. Let's go and have a look underneath one of the arches. I've never seen it from street level. I've been across it hundreds of times in my driver's cab on my way to Burnley, looking down at the town when you come across. Yeah, you feel very high up, very majestic. That brickwork seems to defy gravity. And brickwork, well, that is what really put Accrington on the map, was bricks. Yes, they made bricks here, and they made a very special type of engineering brick called the Nori brick. It was the hardest and densest brick that you could get, and they made millions and millions of them. And I've found one, a genuine Nori brick, out in the wild. So I can show you what it looks like. There it is. It's in somebody's garden, and it's used as a edging for the flower bed, but you can see the letters in it. N-O-R-I spells the word iron backwards, which gives you an idea of its intended purpose. Ideal for supporting the weight of all the machinery inside mills, bridges, things like that, used in the foundations for the Blackpool Tower and the Empire State Building. Bit of teamwork there. We've just got all around this corner. We was moored over there by the bridge there, you can see it, but combination of reversing and then John on the bank with a long line, and we've got it all the way back round the corner, and we've got this bit of a mooring here. We need a bit of shade for Bob, so we've got a nice bit of shade just under these hawthorns, and then later on today when the sun comes over the top, I'm going to start getting shade at the side of the boat as well. So he don't like staying in, as many dogs will, but we just have to force him when it's hot weather like that. Unless we've got shade, we've got to make him stay in. Yeah, dog's in it. Cost us a bloody fortune. Been at the vets this week as well.
Yes, bloody skint now, aren't we, lovey?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was due his health check. He also needed his vaccination boosters. We have his weight done. We get his blood spectrum done as well, because with his problems, he's on an anti-inflammatory called Onsior, and long-term use is not good for the kidneys. So we had the blood done. They came back normal.
Yeah, this morning. Yeah, they've just phoned.
And they're happy to prescribe, reissue his prescription, and that will give him a bit of ease then, won't
Yeah,
it?
another 6 months of Onsior, but it's 300 quid for the vets, all the testing and everything, and it's another 400 quid for the prescription. Oh, he needs to get a bloody job, this Mr. Posh
He
does.
does, doesn't he?
Right, well, that probably wraps it up for this one.
No.
Really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something as well. And until the next time, goodbye, innit?
Take care.
Ta-da.